Hi everyone, it's Louise from CrushFit and welcome to my level 2 or step 2 video for fixing diastasis recti and for reconnecting with that core. So by now you should have looked at the diastasis recti video that will help you identify whether you've got that separation. Then you focused on step 1, level 1 video, which talks about the breath, talks about the pelvic tilt and talks about the pelvic floor and putting those three factors together, those three elements together. So if you've mastered that, you're able to do 10 reps comfortably, confidently, then you're ready for step 2. So step 2 is going to be those same three elements, but we're going to add in some movement. Now what you might find, and this goes back to the simple, not easy analogy that I often use, is that you'll be able to do the breath, you'll be able to do the tilt, and you'll do the squeeze, but then as soon as the arms or the legs start moving, the pelvic floor relaxes. One of those three things you will forget, okay? And that's perfectly normal, but it's going to help you just really kind of make that second nature connection with that core, making sure that as you're moving, as you're doing exercises, so when you progress to an exercise routine, you're still able to keep that engagement, that connection, and really work those core muscles effectively when you start bringing exercise back into your routine. So that's the key to this, is being able to slowly build up to doing movements, but making sure we're not forgetting what's going on through here, okay? So very simple, we're going to do exactly the same as we did in step 1. We're going to lie on the floor. We should understand that breath, so that deep breath in through the nose, that exhale, that tilt and that squeeze. And what we're going to do, we're going to add some arm movement in. So it's very, very simple. You're going to do the breath, okay? So let me just do the first one for you. So arms to the side. You're going to take that deep breath. Exhale, tilt. As you're exhaling, tilting and squeezing, take the arms over and back down. Okay, so don't go too slow so you run out of breath before you get there and back. And what you're looking to be able to do, two things, is when we're in this tilted position, as the arms are coming over, that back is still staying flat to the floor. So we shouldn't see that arch in the back, okay? That back should stay flat to the floor. Coming back over and returning. Two things. As I said, the back should stay flat, but also the pelvic floor should be engaged. You should be holding that squeeze for that count of 5 in the exhale and back down, okay? You'll often find that one of those two things won't quite work the first few times you do it. You'll find your back lifting, or you're thinking so much about keeping your back flat to the floor that the pelvic floor relaxes and you're like, right, I've got to squeeze it back again, okay? So remember, it's being able to just practice and do all those movements together and see if that works, see if that helps, that is what happens to you. See if you find that pelvic floor just relaxing because you're having to think about something else going on. So I'm just going to do that one more time. So arms to the side, deep breath. As you exhale, relax. All right, so all the while I'm keeping my back to the floor. I'm squeezing my pelvic floor. It's staying squeezed, it's engaged the whole time I'm doing that movement, and I'm exhaling through that movement as well. If you find your back is lifting, just take the arms overhead as far as you can. If we are tight in our shoulders or upper back, if you think breastfeeding, we're quite rounded, we're sitting in this position a lot, you may find that everything's just quite sort of tight through the back, through the shoulders, and your back wants to lift to be able to take the arms over. So if your back's lifting, then just take the arms as far back as you can. If you can't get to the floor, that's fine. It's all about being able to keep that core connection while adding in movement, and that's it. So step 2, arms overhead, arms back, keeping those three elements going or flowing through as you're doing that movement. Do that 10 times, a couple of sets, twice through. If that's done and you're confident with that, it's time to move on to level 3. Okay, so check that video when you're ready for the last step of the program.